So, Game of Thrones is over, and a few folks were none too pleased about how it ended.
If only D&D had just given us the reins, things could have been different. So here are our completely original top 10 ways we wish Game of Thrones had ended.
COGGOTEs.
What? Now, we know that Bran can warg into multiple animals at once. So what I'm pitching is that Bran will warg into a bunch of pigeons. They'll carry him in his wheelchair up to the Red Keep. They'll crash him through the window, fall on top of Cersei, and crush her under the weight of him, his wheelchair, and a bunch of pigeons.
Cersei was not the only one upset that the elephants did not make it to King's Landing. The elephants themselves were also upset. You may not realize this, but elephants have built-in snorkels. So they decided to swim themselves over to King's Landing with their trunks.
Do they wear them like this or like this?
And then basically they ambush everyone. And the elephants sit on the throne.
You know that scene in Lord of the Rings where Legolas slides down the stairs shooting orcs with arrows and then stabs one of them through the neck? King's Landing obviously is going to have snow because winter's here, so I propose that Jon Snowboarder, a pretty rad dude, snowboards through King's Landing, swinging his sword around, and just chopping off the heads of whoever's stupid enough to get in his way.
So Cersei is sitting around in her chambers, and who comes in? Jaime. But it's not Jaime, it's Arya with Jaime's face. But then Jaime bursts in with Jaime's face. Two Jaimes? The ultimate threesome. Then she dies of arousal.
So we know there's supposed to be like 100,000 Dothraki, but in the Battle of Winterfell, we only saw like at most 1,000, which means there's 99,000 Dothraki still out there. Now we know that Dothraki only like to ride on horses. They don't like other means of transport. So the ones who weren't brave enough to come over on the boats actually have been across the sea building their own form of naval transport, a Trojan Dothraki horseboat. All of a sudden, it appears on the shores of King's Landing, and Cersei's like, wow, look at this lovely gift that Dany has given me as the terms of her surrender. Little does Cersei know, 90,000 Dothraki are inside. They're very good at taking up small amounts of space. Cersei brings the gift into the city, but oh no, it opens and 90,000 Dothraki come out, kill all of their enemies, and then, of course, since they're scared of other means of transport other than horses, retreat back into their wooden horse and float back across the sea.
Okay, Drogon did not deserve to destroy King's Landing, for he was not the biggest, baddest dragon of them all. In fact, the BBDOTA belongs to none other than Podrick. Unleashing it is as simple as dropping trow. Destroying the throne? Not a problem either. Podrick's dragon spits a different kind of fire.
We know that the people in Westeros are very into sports. So, clearly, what should have ended it all is the ultimate sport. Clegane Bowl. Should have been porcelain.
Just because Missandei's dead doesn't mean that she can't still be useful. And by useful, I mean her head, as a basketball. So there's Team Cersei and there's Team Dany, and they're gonna settle their differences with a street rule pickup game using Missandei's head as the b-ball.
So we've heard a lot from Daenerys about breaking the wheel, but we still don't know what wheel she's talking about. I think we're gonna find out when Daenerys breaks into King's Landing, finds that wagon with that wheel, and snaps it in half, thus ending Cersei's reign. It only makes sense.
Glitch Peter ding, glitch Peter ding, glitch Peter ding.
And for number 10, we got David Benioff himself to share his own personal alternate ending for the series.
Well, we introduced a new character in episode 4 of season 8 that Weiss and I had been hinting at for years. It's the coffee cup, and it's actually the first in line for the throne, being the firstborn son of Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark, and Aerys Targaryen. A lot of the fans picked up on this with their R plus N plus A equals Starbucks theory. And I like to think that the coffee cup will rule fairly over Westeros with another character we introduced in episode 6 of this season, the water bottle.
Thanks so much for sitting through our hot takes. If you guys have an alternative ending, pitch it in the comments. Maybe we'll animate it.
Remember to like and subscribe, and smash.